Memories are made around the dinner table. This is more than a cookbook. It's a tribute to a mother, a mentor, and a best friend. Chef Annie Payton invites you into her kitchen and her heart as she shares the cherished memories and timeless recipes passed down from her beloved mother. Every page of this book is a celebration of family, friends, and the legacy of home-cooked meals. From Sunday dinners to soul-soothing staples, these recipes are more than ingredients. They're stories, waiting to be shared again. Memories are made around the dinner table by Chef Annie Payton.
Hello, welcome to Annie's Gourmet, an Italian indulgence. Today we're in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is where my home is and where I conduct my business, Annie's Gourmet Catering. Today I'm cooking for you our mushroom risotto. So what I'm going to start with is sliced mushrooms, and we're going to have chicken broth. We have oil and arborio rice. The reason why I'm using arborio rice is it's the perfect rice for risotto. Risotto has to be moist, and the arborio rice has a lot of starch in it. It's a smaller strand of rice, and it coats very nicely with all the ingredients that I'm going to show you how to put on it. So we're going to take our black truffle, garlic butter, olive oil. This is from our friends over at Spirits and Spice. They have a store in the Venetian as well as nationwide stores, and they're our sponsor, so I'm going to be very happy to be using their oil today. So we're going to pour it in the pan, and I have the pan on a low saute, and we're going to coat the arborio rice. I use probably about a half of a container here, and that'll give you about 8 servings. So if you have a nice dinner party or you want some leftovers, this will be perfect. So I have the truffle oil simmering with the arborio rice, and we're just going to make sure that it gets coated and browned a little bit. And I'm going to scoot it over to one side of the pan so I can saute these really nice sliced white mushrooms with it. So the mushrooms are going to go on one side and get coated with the oil, and the arborio rice is on the other side. In addition to the oil, I also put in 1 stick of butter, and it's salted. Reason why I use salted butter is because it has a nice flavor and it coats, and when you boil stuff, you definitely want salt. So the salt is not added in except in the butter. So we're going to let the salted butter, the sliced mushrooms, and the arborio rice saute. Now you want it to brown. So Italians, when they were poor over in the early days, the 1800s, way back to the 1400s, they used a lot of starches because they were cheap to grow. So arborio rice was one of the derivatives of that. In addition, if you're familiar with polenta is another one because it's made from corn. So if you have things that are made from flour or corn, such as most pastas are made from flour, any starches are why Italians use so many starches for their foods, even today into this modern world. The truffle oil is one of several that we can use. This other one would also make a nice element. It's Italian herb medley. When you cook, it's all about your taste, not mine. I'm just showing you my recipes, but you'd want to implement your taste into it so that your favorite flavors are involved. So this is just a basic recipe, and then the good thing about cooking is you want to be adventurous, and you want to have fun with it, and you want to make all these different things your way. So this is just my way of showing you. Now while this is simmering, I'm going to take some granulated garlic and pour it on the top here. I use granulated garlic because there's no salt in it. It's just garlic that's been granulated, basically. It's been chopped into very finely. It's like sand. So there's no other ingredient in it, it's just garlic. So we have the butter, the sliced mushrooms, and the risotto coming to a boil now pretty much. Once it gets a brownish color, then what we'll do is we're going to add in, we have chicken broth. I use chicken broth instead of water. And then a little bit of Pinot Grigio because we're Italian and we love to cook with wine. And you just want a little bit of wine flavor in there. It just adds a nice touch to it. There we go. So we're ready for our chicken broth. And I use reduced sodium. Chicken broth has a lot of salt in it, so I'm just more conscious of sodium, but feel free to use regular chicken broth as well. And you want to make it almost look like a soup because this beautiful arborio rice is going to absorb all of it, and then it's just going to have a really nice texture and flavor to it. This is our wine. So you have your Pinot Grigio in there, you have your chicken broth, and we have our spices. I'm just going to add a little bit of fresh ground pepper. And then a tiny bit of Himalayan salt. When you see it start bubbling, that's when the rice is absorbing all of the liquid, and we keep stirring it along the way. The finished end product will add some heavy cream into it just to give it that creamy texture. But for now, we're just going to let it boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're just going to let this boil out. While you were gone, we put in some sweet baby rainbow carrots. They're delicious, they're organic, and they're all different colors. We have yellows, we have oranges, browns, and they saute really nice. I always pair them with my risotto. So we just let them cook in the liquid that's along with the risotto. That being the chicken broth, I put a little bit of my granulated garlic on top just for a little bit of flavor, and a little bit of my parsley. Now the texture on the risotto is perfect. We have a little bit of liquid left, not too much, and we're going to top it off with the calories, guys, sorry. Heavy whipping cream. You don't have to, but it really makes it much nicer. So we're just going to pour it all over. Once it absorbs into the rice mixture, then we'll be ready to plate. So this whole meal takes about maybe 20 minutes. And I'd like to add in that this is just a basic risotto recipe with mushroom. Many times I saute scallops with it, or lobster. You could do chicken, grilled chicken. You can do meatballs. You can do anything with risotto. It's a starch dish, therefore any type of protein would really, really make it accentuated. So if you see this great texture here, it's all bubbling. We barely have any more liquid. And I'm going to give it another 60 seconds and then we'll pull it out and plate. Okay, I'd say it's ready. Look at that creamy texture. So most Italians serve family style in big platters. Lots and lots of food right in the middle of the table. I'll say most Italians, but also Polish. My mother-in-law is best known for big family dinners where platters and platters of food. So we are a food family and we sure love all the different large dishes that are served family style. So it's get what you want on your plate and then pass it on. Now the carrots, we're going to plate them nicely. Try and do different colors around here. So nutrition-wise, this has your dairy, it has your protein, it has all your vitamin C's and the different elements from your carrots, and it's in a much nicer way other than putting a little vegetable on the stove in a pot. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. And what I like to do, I'm a big fan of Pecorino Romano cheese. So I always put a little bit of that on top. And just as a refresher from my pilot, I was talking about Pecorino Romano cheese. It's made from sheep's milk, not cows, and there's a huge difference in texture and consistency. So it's really, really beautiful. The flavor on it is a little bit on the salty side, but you have all these other accompaniments, so it's not too salty, but it thickens up everything really nice. And this is your end result. I also do flowers all the time. They're edible. You can eat them if you want. But this will be my risotto. Risotto with sweet baby rainbow carrots. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. Our next part of our episode is lobster crostini. The reason why I chose this is because it goes very well with the risotto that we just prepared. So if you don't have any kind of protein in your risotto, like a lobster or a scallop, the crostini will totally complement it. I've already prepared a 6-ounce lobster tail and I've butterflied it down the front. So it's easy. It's going to bake in the oven for 7 minutes on 400. And I have a little dollop of my garlic herb butter that'll melt over the top of it, make it really tasty. So while that's cooking in the oven, we're going to prepare our bread for the crostini. So I'm going to place this in the oven. Once again, it's on 400. It's in a shallow baking pan, uncovered, so that'll bake pretty nicely. I like to use ciabatta with my crostini. It's a thinner bread and flatter, so you don't have a large circle to deal with. And it looks really nice. It's a nice presentation. You want to cut each piece probably about 3/4 of an inch. And some have holes in it, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up and make it look really pretty. So what I'm putting on the base part of the toast, and the bread is room temperature, it's not warmed, it's just at room temperature. And the base of the bread is going to have delicious boursin cheese. I just love boursin cheese. So I have a little garlic herb in the boursin. I mixed it up, and boursin is like almost a butter texture. And we're just going to spread it on each piece of bread. And then I'll put it on my platter over here. Crostini goes well as an appetizer or an accompaniment to a meal. As you know, Italians love bread. So if we have bread and butter with your dinner, then you would serve this more as an appetizer, but I'm going to present it as part of our dinner today. But it can go either way. And the boursin cheese is going to go on the base, and then I'm piping cream cheese. It's kind of it's a lighter cream cheese, but it does have the garlic and herb, the same garlic and herb as the boursin. I'm going to pipe it on the top around the pieces of lobster so it looks pretty. And then we're going to do a cucumber. I have my peeler here, so we're just going to take some pieces of cucumber and slice them really thin. For looks, everything is about presentation. And then we're going to top it off with a lemon rind. And that's all complimentary to lobster. The lobster tail is from New England. There's all different lobsters from all over the world. I'm a New Yorker at heart, even though I'm from Henderson in Las Vegas now, but I'm always a New Yorker if you can't tell from the accent. So I like the New England seafoods the best. I think they're pretty delicious. Sorry girls, I know I have friends here that are Pacific Northwest crew, so they of course like the Pacific Northwest seafood, which is also wonderful. But we're gonna do my 6-ounce lobster tail will probably have enough for 10 pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 10 on here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once again, boards and cheese in garlic and herb. And it's like a butter, delicious butter. And that's room temperature. And while we're waiting on that, and I have my pipe ready to go with the whipped cream cheese with the garlic herb. I'm just gonna do some rinding with my tool here so that we're ready for it. So we're just gonna peel the skin of the cucumber and get this. So it's just for looks. Looks like a little spaghetti, a green spaghetti. So we'll place that on the top of each one after we place the lobster and the rest of the cream cheese. And then let me just wipe this off. Then we're also going to rind the lemon. These are easy tools if you're at home cooking and you say, I don't have that. It's real easy. These are very simple tools to get. You can get them right on Amazon or in your local Home Goods. But these are fun. This just adds color. You always want to add color, texture, and flavor to all your dishes. And we've won many catering awards over the past years. We are the current Best of Las Vegas in both catering and charcuterie. And the reason behind it, not that I'm not bragging, but the reason behind it is because of all these details. The more pretty your food is, the more successful your dishes will be. People eat with their eyes and they smell and they see it, but they eat with their eyes mostly. And when we had our restaurant, anything that went out of our kitchen had to be beautiful and stacked and colorful. And every dish had to be dressed. And the reason why, you can use florals, you can use the rosemary I have over there or basil, any type of a herb or a flower on your dish is just an added element of presentation and for the people to really want to eat it more. So that's, we have all this. So while we're waiting, we have everything ready to go. And we're going to do a little drink segment now. The lobster's in the oven. And I'm going to bring out Susie. And Susie's going to help me do an orange gin Bellini, topped with champagne. So our sponsors, Spirits and Spices, they have all different kinds of flavor-infused liquors. They sell champagne. We have their champagne here, which is a Trouillard, and that's a beautiful champagne. It's a French champagne. And then we have tangerine-infused gin. And that, we thought that would go nice with the Bellini theme today. And then this is a Calamani balsamic, so it's a very citrusy liqueur. And all of them combined, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful drink. So Susie, I'm going to pop the cork.
Okay.
And this is my assistant, Susie, everybody. Hi, Suze. So Susie has mixed 1 jigger of the Kalamata and 1 jigger of the tangerine gin. And then we're gonna top it with this beautiful champagne.
They're all up next already.
It's okay. And then our other sponsors are Dress the Drink. Dress the Drink Las Vegas. They've been around for 15 to 20 years. Cindy had a great idea. She wanted to do really unique drink accents. So what I have today from her, they have hundreds of them. They do simple syrups, they do drink garnishes, and everything is unique and edible and just beautiful. They do the sugars, but this particular one here is a hibiscus, and it's sugar-coated hibiscus. So Susie, are you gonna come help me? No? I'm sorry. So I'll let you do the topper on the champagne, and then I'll top it with this. So Dress the Drink and Spirit and Spice. They've come up with herb lines, spice lines, all kinds of really unique items, and we're really thrilled to be teamed with them. They're just a great conglomerate of entities. And P.S., all the owners are women. Just throwing that in. So Kim Weiss is the owner of Spirit and Spice, and Cindy McClure is the owner of Dress the Drink. And we are just honored to have their products here today to accentuate my Italian cooking and the unique dishes and the unique drinks. So this looks really delicious, Susie.
Well, we'll see.
And we're gonna place, so
Tasters.
this is, we have tasters, we do. And these just make a beautiful, beautiful drink. So these drinks are refreshing because they're citrusy and unique. I guess this one might be a little, there we go. There we go. Okay. So once again, a tangerine, gin, champagne Bellini, and compliments of Spirits and Spice and Dress the Drink. Cheers. Welcome back. Our lobster is cooked and out of the oven now. I'm going to take it out of its shell and slice it up and put it on this prepared crostini. So we have our boursin base, which is the spread that's over the ciabatta bread. And then I have my cucumber and my lemon zest. And I've used this great little zester for just using any type of little strings to put on your appetizers. It really adds a lot, and it's just a cheap little tool that you can get on Amazon. So it's called a zester. So now we're gonna take the lobster and place it over here. Oh, and we also have our drinks ready to go. So everything smells good, and those drinks sure look good. So we are just about there. We're gonna pull it in half, and what's good about lobster is if you do the shell ahead of time and cut it open, it's a lot easier to get it out. So it's a little hot, but it's fully cooked and it's in this nice butter. So here comes all that nice juicy lobster meat. Yum, yum. Okay. So we just need a little slice of it on each part, and I slice it up into, see how it has segments? That's usually kind of what I go off of when I decide on portion for the crostini. Right? Always try and put the colorful side up. Once again, color on your food always makes a nicer presentation. And this is really nice and juicy. We almost made 8. Let me see if I can find a little more here. Pull it out. Take another off of this bigger piece. Okay, so we have lobster on each piece. Now I have my whipped cream cheese Also with the garlic and the herb. So you just want to do a little dollop like it's a piece of butter, okay? Make it look like a little flour. When you do crostinis, any type of appetizers, less is always best. You just want a little taste. It's a small piece of bread. You don't need a lot. You just want it to look really pretty though as it's going out. I'm just going to face these like this. And we're going to take our strings, put the cucumber on the top, dress it up. There we go. I chose cucumber not only for its green appearance. So green always is a nice color with a crostini dish and also with cream cheese. So greens always look good. And cucumber is very refreshing. I also like using tzatziki sauce because of the cucumber in it. But cucumber is always, everybody loves cucumber just about, and it makes a really pretty presentation. So now we have everything on our crostini except for our lemon zest. So we're just gonna take a little bit of lemon zest on each one. And I chose the lemon for, today's theme is mostly yellowish for color and citrusy. So lemon goes nice with lobster, and lemon is a really colorful fruit, so I thought it would be a nice touch on my crostini dish. And the lemon zest just really makes a nice complement on here. So you have yellow, you have green, you have red, you have white. On ciabatta bread, it's really pretty. And then I'm a fan of yellow flowers. So I'm just gonna put this as our little garnish here. And there we go. A little bit of parsley on top. And there we have our lobster crostini. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our episode. I want to do a huge shout out to my sponsors at Vegas Real Estate. If you want to come out to a great place to live, Las Vegas is it. There's great retirement communities all over, as well as great housing, which Jennifer Turner would be able to help you with. And you need to move out here. Business is great, and it's a good place to conduct small business. So please come out and join us. Contact Vegas Real Estate. I'd also like to thank Spirits and Spices for our drink portion today with Dress the Drink and those gorgeous garnishes. They're absolutely beautiful, and we really appreciate you. I'd also like to bring out my family and close friends that have joined me today. They've supported me throughout, and they're the best people right here. So come on out, guys. Here's my husband, Rick, and Susie, my sister and my bartender. Come on over, Suze. And this is my brother-in-law, Randy, and my other sister from another Mr. Michelle, and Miss Carol here. Miss Carol's one of the best. So come on in, everybody. There we go. So here we go. We're having a citrus Bellini. Thank you. Here, Rand. Thank you, honey. And what are we going to say now? Memories are made around the dinner table. Now let's manja! Manja! Woo! Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.